don't know if they are best or not, but they are really very nice. And it would be a short travel to Ukraine, Russia, Greece, Georgia, and other Orthodox countries. So this is Kiev, the capital city of Ukraine, and then we will move to Russia. Ukraine again. Greece. It's in Russia again. Georgia. And Russia again. Okay, so the Constantinople was destroyed, but religion and the cultural impact survived. Would we find any influence of Byzantium art and of Orthodox religion here in Cambodia? Yes, we can. In Cambodia, we have two Orthodox temples, one in Sihanoukville and one in Phnom Penh. And you could visit both. You could go there and to take some photo and just to feel the atmosphere of the place, to feel the vibes and to ask some questions if you wish. These people are very friendly, and as I know, they have lessons of Russian language and the Khmer language for the visitors also. And they will explain everything if you're just curious enough, if you want to learn more. So you can go. This temple is placed not far from airport. And you see sometimes it's full of people. Okay. So from the 5th century to 15, in the eastern part of the Roman Empire, existed a great culture, Byzantium, and they kept the old wisdom and they created a lot of new artworks. So everything was actually okay. But what happened with the western part of the Roman Empire, which was destroyed by the tribes came from east? For the next 5 centuries, even for the next 10 centuries, from 5th to 15, in Western Europe lasted so-called Dark Ages or the Middle Ages, ages with destroyed culture, without education, without any development. So sad, but not hopeless. The Middle Ages means that people survived in a very difficult conditions. Pandemics, war conflicts, poverty, hunger, a lot of different disasters. Most part of the people really were absolutely uneducated, and the only educated class, it was monks and priests at the temple, and all the libraries and all the centers of education were at the temples and monasteries. And in medieval time, in Dark Ages, you could be very rich and powerful person, and you don't know how to write down your own name. The priests and the monks not just kept the knowledge, but they created the copies of the ancient books. It was before the invention of the printing machine, before the invention of printing press. So to create the copy of the book, you need to use your hands. Every book was made by someone's hand. We call this type of books manuscript. Manu is the hand and script is to write. Manuscript, the sacred books, full not only of the wisdom but also of the beauty, because they highly decorated every square centimeter. But the main achievement of the Middle Ages is the architecture. When you're trying to survive in such a difficult time, you need a place where to go and to pray and to feel calm, safe, protected. You need a temple. The temples from Western Europe in Middle Ages looked like a fortress, like a castle, made from the large gray stones and raised up to heaven. One of the most famous is Notre Cathedral, the great Catholic church placed in the middle of Paris, the capital of France. To create this temple, the constructors need 2 centuries. It was created from beginning of the 20th century to 13th. 200 years it was constructed, and generations have changed. But finally, in the middle of the city, arrived the beautiful temple. I will show you the story. A great saga. It is interesting because at the same time, here in Cambodia arrived the beautiful temples like Bayon and Angkor Wat. So they are the same age. but the different art style, of course. But somehow they are brothers. They were created at the same time with the same idea to protect, to bless.
To solidify its prestigious status in the West, in 1163, Paris gives itself a monument of enormous proportions. Notre Cathedral.
I forgot to say, Notre Dame means Our Lady, Mother of Jesus Christ. So this temple is dedicated to the Saint Mary, Mother of Jesus.
Initiated by Bishop Maurice de Sully, the construction of Notre Dame Cathedral will take nearly 2 centuries. On the eve of the day, the streets are so dense that in order to accommodate the new structure, 2 religious buildings had to be demolished, including the Carolingian Basilica, dating back to the dynasty that reigned between the 8th and 10th centuries. During construction, the Roman Cathedral, built between the 10th and 12th centuries, is used as a place of worship. On this unprecedented project, teams of master craftsmen, laborers, and apprentices worked night and day for the glory of the Virgin Mary, from whom the cathedral takes its name. Four daily construction shifts dictate the rhythm of life for 6 generations of Parisians. Over their lifetimes, the birth and perfection of Gothic art in successive stages, from urban to high, and beyond. This architectural style places heavy emphasis on volume, verticality, and clarity. Never has any work go such further. Each challenge is met and masterfully overcome. The builders achieve true technical prowess, erecting remarkably thin walls offer dizzying heights. 2 colossal towers balance the structure. Notre Dame now has a lighter silhouette as if her arms are reaching toward heaven itself. To perfect the cathedral, the architects dressed her with an ornate facade, colonnades and windows, including a central rose window 40 meters in diameter, a gallery of capes, and 3 portals. The main door of the cathedral opens onto the roof of Notre Dame. At 6 to 7 meters wide, it was a massive billboard for its time. The cathedral is finally ready to welcome thousands of pilgrims. Notre Dame becomes the site of the greatest religious ceremonies in Parisian history. For centuries, it is the only Parisian monument that can be seen from over the horizon.
Notre Dame and other temples which were created in the Middle Ages we call Gothic style, and they have a few common features. The narrow windows and the big towers, and the main window we call rose, like a flower. And really, the windows are so small. But meanwhile, when you go inside, you could feel the very warm vibes. Why? All these windows are filled with the colored glass. When you go inside, you see something like the rainbow. The light is going through the colored glass, and you are staying, feeling the blessing and listening to the singing, and you feel that you are the part of this universe. You could pray, you could relax, you could meditate, and so on. In some temples, we will find a lot of this type of windows. And you go there like you go to the museum or to the gallery. You could not find two similar windows. Everyone is different and everyone is full of beautiful pictures. And also the carvings, of course, the stone sculptures of the saints, of the apostles, and on the top of the Notre Dame are sitting strange creatures, chimeras, the monsters, the guardians of the place, and one of the landmarks of the city of Paris, the keepers of the city also. One more interesting temple is also placed in France, in the small city of Chartres. Chartres Cathedral also was created for the very long time by two different architects. One was worked on the left side of the building and other on the right side. So finally, when they finished, they realized that they constructed the temple with two absolutely different towers. This is not the only one feature of the Chartres Cathedral. The one more is that inside this temple you could find a huge collection, about 2,000 square meters, of the stained glass windows. These colored windows, more than 150, with the different pictures, and also amazing carving. So nowadays, when you go to this temple, you could not just to pray, but also respect the artists from the 12th century who created such amazing beauty. These are windows. All are different and all are perfect. Inside this temple, inside the Chartres Cathedral, we could find a very interesting idea. On the floor of the temple is placed a maze. It's a symbol of a man who is looking his way to God. We are walking, we don't know where is the way out, but everyone could to find his or her special way to the center, to find the way to the God. Uh, Even nowadays, a lot of people are coming here to pray, to meditate, and to walk through the maze. Some of them are walking barefoot, but it's not necessary. So the temples were the very special place for Western Europe in medieval time, in Dark Ages. As I said, the only libraries were placed in temples, and they were full of sacred books and manuscripts. To create a new book, you need to spend about 3 months, even more, because every letter you should to copy by your hand, and every picture. It's not just the books, they are masterpieces, highly decorated and ornamented. And this movement is connected to the history of typography and advertising. Nowadays, when we are creating the new magazines, newspapers, leaflets, or something, we are following the ideas which arrived in the Middle Ages, in these dark rooms where the monks, sitting with the light of the small candle, created such beautiful books. I will show you an animation to make some fun, but also to research these ideas of typography, which came to us from the medieval ages.
Once upon a time, she had a child on her feelings between one people and close peace. She was locked away in a castle, guarded by a terrible fire-breathing dragon. Many brave knights had attempted to free her from this dreadful prison. None prevailed. She waited in the dragon's den in the highest room of the tallest tower for her true love's first kiss.
Well, so in these few seconds, we could to learn a lot of ideas of the book making and later of the book decoration and even book printing. First, the cover. The cover made from the animal skin. Someone decided that we could to put the book inside the cover to protect it. And also, we could to decorate the text to make the bigger impression on the reader. We could to change the color of the inks. The simple sentences could be written with the blue or black inks, but the special, the most important words like the dragon here would be written in red color. Someone should to decide that the new chapter, the new story could start from the special letter. We call it initial letter in typography. The letter which looks like the small artwork to, to show the moment when the new story is beginning and just to make some joy for our eyes. Someone should to decide that we could to put pictures inside the book. We could to add information with the pictures, and it could be a part of the story, important part. Someone should to decide that we could to decorate and empty places on the margins and everywhere with the ornaments, with the beautiful flowers and colors. So walking day by day, monks created not just a copy of the old book, but they created the new artwork. And nowadays, the ancient books from the Middle Ages, they are amazingly expensive and they could be sold as an artworks. But it better not to sell it, but better is to show at the museum or at the gallery. Just take a look. Such an amazing work on every page, and everything is handmade. And it's lasted until the 16th century, until the invention of the printing machine. Well, I already told you about the stained glass. And also, of course, arrived a lot of beautiful paintings and domestic attributes, highly decorated. And again, could you find an examples of the Gothic art in Cambodia? Yes, we can. As for me, I know at least two places. Maybe you will learn more and you will find another one. First is placed in Phnom Penh. When you go on riverside directly to the Japanese bridge, on the left side you will see this building, a small Christian temple, not destroyed, but in 1979 it was taken by the people who were homeless, by refugees after the war. Local people, Cambodians, they have no place where to go, and they came to the temple and they decided to live in this place. And they live here from the 1979 to nowadays. So it's not a church anymore, not a temple. But if you go there, you will see the rose window and the cross on the top, and you will see that this is the old French temple placed in Phnom Penh. This is interesting moment when the art and religion is crossing with the local history, the history of the city. And maybe this is the most important part, that we should to learn not only the history of art, but we should to learn the history of Phnom Penh. And one more, as I know, it is placed on the top of the mountain, on Phnom Bokor, a French temple constructed 100 years ago, and this is also an example of the Gothic architectural style. When you will travel through the country, when you will go to Kampot province, you could go on Phnom Bokor. This mountain is full of wonders like the Wat Sampov Pram, like the waterfall, Popok waterfall, and other beautiful places. And don't forget to visit this temple. Now it's open for visiting. It's not a temple actually, it's just a landmark. But you will touch the stones and you will listen to the echo. You will put some flowers maybe if you wish. And yes, you will take a photo of the beautiful Gothic temple which is placed in Cambodia. Okay, so Dark Ages were quite difficult for western and eastern part of Europe, but nothing could last it forever. The Dark Ages um, also finished. And on the next lesson, we will talk about the Renaissance, about the new era of renovation of the art. We will talk about the Italian art, and we will talk about the treatment which art could give to society. Okay, so I think for today it's enough. We will stop here. I remember that I should to send you two links and PDF file, and I will do it this evening, I promise. And well, take some rest and have a good day. Thank you. Let's stop here. See you guys. See you next Wednesday. Bye bye. Maybe I need to exit.
Bye bye, teacher.